Hi, everybody. Welcome to Camp Creatology. This is our very first class in our very first week, and I'm really excited to have everybody join us. I have a very special hi to say to two of my special friends, Sadie and Harper. Hi, girls. So I'm going to show you guys the kit. This is the one we're going to be starting with. This is week one, and this is the kit we're going to be using. So I'm going to open it up and we'll go through it together. If you haven't opened yours up already, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so in your kit, you have a little book. This little booklet is an instruction booklet. It also has some coloring page and some stickers and things that you can play with later. But if you can't follow along, or you want to, stop and start or whatever, if you don't have the right materials, you always have the instructions in this booklet that you can go back to. Plus, this class is being recorded, I should say. And there's also a video on demand that I pre-recorded earlier. So there's lots of ways that you can either log back on and catch up, or play it again and make another project. So we've got our little booklet. And then there's a lot of different products in here, and I'll tell you what we need for this particular class. For this class, you need to find just your little white cards. They should be at the very bottom. We're going to use 3 of them. So there's enough in here to do this for 3 people to make something out of a box, or to make this 3 times. So just take 3 of these cards out. Then you will need, this is under here, okay? You will need your paints, your little paint pots, and your paintbrush. Okay. And then you'll need your markers. You'll need your sequins and your pom-poms. I'm just going to set those aside. You're going to need your glue. You might want to use your crayons, so take those out. You might want them, you might not want them. We may or may not need a scissors. And then we'll need some of these chenille pipe cleaners. What else? Oh, and we need, okay, so under your chenille pipe cleaners in your box are some wood dowels, these long wooden sticks. Okay, we're going to need 2 of those for this project. Put those over there, put these over here. We don't need our foam sheet, so I'm going to put my case down. Now we can switch to the overhead camera, and this is going to be my workspace, so you guys can follow along. So this is what we're making. We're calling it a mixed media banner, I think. It's on page 6, mixed media banner. But you don't need to worry about the booklet right now. You just follow along with me. So I know I get this question every time we have a class. If you don't have these materials, grab some paper, grab some markers or some crayons, and you can kind of mostly follow along with me. And you'll see as we go along what we can do. So this is 3 pieces, our 3 pieces of card. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's how that's going to come along together. We're going to create these 3 cards separately, so they don't necessarily all have to go together. You can see how these look. You can tell this is one, and this is one. They don't all flow. You can make them flow if you want, but they don't have to. So I'm going to set that aside. So we're going to start with these. Now I did a couple just to show you what I've done, or what can be done. I used the paints. You can use the paints, or you can use the markers. The only thing about the markers is they're a little skinny, and it'll take you a long time to fill in a big expansive area that you want to color. So they might be good more for details. Crayons will work. The crayons will work too. So we've got the crayons if you want to color in with the crayons. I pulled out my fatter markers. I have some markers. So if you guys have some markers laying around that maybe has a little bit fatter tip, so you can color that way, then it'll fill in the spaces a little faster. So that's an option as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and I'll use my paints, but you guys can use the markers or the crayons. I'm going to open up my little lids. Now these are a little tricky. You might need to have an adult help you. I might need to have an adult help me. There we go. One, two. The other thing, if you're going to use your paints, you're going to want to get yourself a little cup of water. I have a little cup here with water so I can rinse my brush out in between colors. You're definitely going to want to do that. So if you need to go run and do that, go ahead and do that. We're going to have plenty of time to go ahead and paint. Most of this, so a mixed media means that you're using a lot of different mediums. So the mediums we're using for this mixed media banner is paint and pom-poms and chenille stems and glue and crayons and markers and stickers. So that's what mixed media means. So you can combine them however you'd like. And you're going to make up what you're going to draw or paint. So what I suggest for the background, I'm going to show you this again, is we just made some sort of geometric shapes on the background, just some stripes and some circles, a sun ray. You can tell on this one I did with markers, but that's with the skinny marker, right? And then we went to paint. The paint covered more area faster, and it dries pretty fast, so we don't have to worry too much about it. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're more comfortable drawing something with a pencil on your card first, go ahead and do that real light. Just draw your shapes real light. I'm just going to do something like, I don't know if you can see that, something like that. Okay, there's no rhyme or reason, it's just some shapes. And then I'm going to start painting it with my paints. You might want to make sure your work surface is covered so you don't get paint all over the table. I'm really good at that. So you're just making some big areas of color. It doesn't need to be too detailed at this point. You can go back later with your markers or your crayons or your colored pencils, whatever you want, your stickers. You can go back and add details to that. But for right now, we're just making backgrounds. All right. These are nice summery colors. So we have to make 3 of these. So you don't want to spend too much time on them. Kind of just want to get your color down on the background. Move on to the next one. This part's fun, but the real fun comes when we want to decorate them. Now make sure you rinse out your brush in between every time that you want to change colors so you don't get your colors contaminated. I put my water over here so I don't have to reach over. These are happy colors. I think. Again, if you're not using your paints and you're using your markers, that's perfectly fine. Let's see, I haven't used green yet. I'm just kind of doing big blocks of color. All right, so I guess it's officially summertime, huh? So hopefully everybody's out of school by now and they're able to play a little more. Okay, so here's one. So I can use it like this, or I can use it like this. We'll see when I put my pieces together how I want to do it. So I'm going to put it over here to dry. And I'm going to do another one. This one I'm going to do with crayons. Just whoever's using crayons, you can kind of watch what I'm doing this way. You can do them all in paint, you can do them all in marker, you can do them all in crayon, however you want to do it. I'm going to do some other shapes. Just remember, if you guys are taking a little longer than like I'm taking, for instance, you can always go back and watch this video or watch the on-demand video, or even look at the finished project, the picture of the finished project. And then you can, once you get these three pieces done and together, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So don't worry too much about that. And you don't have to cover the whole surface either. I'm going to leave some white on this one. I didn't leave any white on the one I painted, but I'm going to leave some white on this one. Let's see. Make some stars. Make some squiggles. Whoops, because I pushed a little too hard. Broke my green. Oh my goodness. I guess I don't know my own strength. I'm breaking my crayons. Let's see. I think I'm okay with that. That'll be, yeah, that's different enough from that one. So I'm going to move on to my third one. And I'm going to take my time. You guys don't feel like you have to rush too much. But I want to be able to get these put together so I can show you. Throw my broken crayon away. Okay. I'm going to paint this one again, I think. And I think I'm just going to paint stripes. You can even write, whoops, I didn't mean to do that green, but I guess we're going to do it green. I just kept going. You can write your names on these. You can draw your name real big or do your initial. You can draw trees or grass or flowers. Or you can just do blocks of color like I'm doing, just swatches of color. just doing backgrounds at this point. No two are going to look the same because we're all just using our imaginations to choose our colors and our shapes and our mediums. Our mediums, remember, are our materials that we're painting and coloring with. So our markers or our paints or our crayons. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. And then you guys don't worry about this next part yet. I'm just going to talk while you're still painting and coloring. I'm going to put my paints away so I don't spill them because I don't need them anymore. Okay. My markers over here. Okay. So I have my 3 pieces to make my banner. I didn't use these. I'll put these away too. Okay. So the next thing we're going to be doing is gluing these together. Now, we have our glue that came in the little kit. If you have a glue stick in your own supplies, it didn't come with one, but if you have a glue stick in your own supplies, you could use that as well. This glue will just take a little while to dry, so sometimes I like using a glue stick instead. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn your 3 pieces over like that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this one to the middle and this one to the middle. Okay. So I just have to put my glue on the top and the bottom of this one. Oh, maybe there is a little cap in there. I think there's a little cap in there. There is. Okay, guys. You're going to have to open up your glue. You're going to have to open up your glue, and there's this plastic cap in here. Okay. You're going to have to get that out in order to use the glue. You might need an adult to help you with that. I just stuck my fingernail under it and pried it out. And then I'm going to put the squeeze part back, the nozzle back on it. Okay. Once you do that, as long as you put this back on when you're done, your glue won't dry out for the next projects. Okay. Okay. So now I've got dried glue. Let's go. So now we're going to just put a lid. Don't use too much or it's going to take forever to dry. So let's put glue on the top and the bottom of that. Put my lid back on. And we're going to put that there. And press with our fingers. We're going to put that there. Press with our fingers. Okay. Now you can turn it around. Press it down again. Okay. Let's just let it dry for a few moments. That's now your long banner. Okay. So we're going to ultimately put this at the top, one at the top and one at the bottom, but we're going to do that very last. We're going to decorate this next. So I'm going to show you the one I made before, just so you can see. So in your kit, you also have stickers. And I forgot to tell you to get the stickers out. The stickers are underneath all the foam. These are the stickers. Okay. So there's 3 sheets. They're all the same. So we really only need 1 sheet. So if you're at the point where you want to start decorating your banner, you can go ahead and start using your stickers to decorate. And we have the words one of a kind. And so you can see on here, we put it in the middle banner, middle piece. You can put it wherever you want. I think I'm going to put mine up here. One of take the middle of your stickers out of the letters. Let's go one of kind. All right. Now you just start adding your other stickers. I am going to add a unicorn here. Use the rainbow. We've got a dinosaur on roller skates. We got flowers. I think I'll put my dinosaur down here. Cloud up here. Remember, we have sequins and pom-poms and chenille stems too, so and lots of things to decorate with.
Hey, Val.
Yeah.
We do have one question.
Okay.
How did you get the glue to come out again? So I don't know if you can show that
Yes,
again.
I can. Okay. I'm going to show you guys. This one threw me. I didn't realize that there was a plug. It's like a plug is in the glue. Okay. So you're going to open your glue like this, right? This is going to be kind of messy, so just be careful. Then you're going to take this part off too. It just twists. Okay. So this little plug was in here. Okay. I'm putting mine back in so I can show you. So I just kind of went under it with my fingernail and pried it out like that. Okay. You don't need that again. You can throw it away. Just put it aside and then put your nozzle. It wants to stick to me. Put your nozzle back on. Twist it back on. Okay, just like that. And then when you're done with your glue, you're going to put the cap back on. And it just twists on too. So now I can get my glue. My glue can come out of here. Okay, I hope that helped you guys. And if you have a glue stick of your own, you can just go ahead and use that. But you're probably going to need this glue for some other things anyhow. So you're going to need to get that cap out or use some glue that you already have at home. Okay. So let's see. We keep decorating. How much time do we have left?
We have 34 minutes still.
Oh, we got lots of time. Okay, good. I didn't want to run out of time to show you how to finish it. We've got plenty of time to decorate. Okay, I'm going to put my stickers aside. Now I'm going to take my pom-poms. Dump them out. Keep your little bag so you can put them away when you're done. You don't need them all, so. And you can see how on this one, we just glued on pom-poms kind of randomly. So that's what you're gonna need this glue for. This glue works better with the pom-poms. I'm gonna put some pom-poms, little pom-poms in my stars. Made a line of glue there, and then I put 4 pom-poms on it. Pom-poms in glue. Sometimes the pom-poms and the glue don't like each other very much, and they don't want to work together. Not sure why it is. I think it's what the pom-poms are made out of. So sometimes you just have to really push and then just let them be. Because sometimes they just don't want to work together. You can kind of use them like polka dots. Like I'm doing here. This glue dries pretty fast. I gotta admit, that's pretty good. So hopefully it's not causing you too much trouble. Let's see, let's do a yellow one there. You can even make things out of your pom-poms. You can make a flower by putting one in the middle, one big one in the middle, and some little ones around the side, like that. Well, I think I'll do that. That's cute. Oh, see, my pom-pom and my glue don't want to work together. Oh, that one's. Then you can also use these guys. Now these are kind of fun because you can cut them with your scissors. And then you can bend them and shape them. And then you can glue them down. These stick a little better than the pom-poms. You could even, I'll do that. I'm going to put a little divider between the middle of my banner, dividing my sections. It's kind of fun. You might have to hold it for a little bit to keep it sticking until it starts to grab it and dry it. There we go. I'll do that up there. The glue is clear and it will also dry clear. Kind of like a lot of times the glue you use in school might be white and it dries clear. This stuff is clear and it dries clear. Okay, that's all sticking pretty good. Now I have my sequins. I'm going to move these things out of the way. I'm going to open my little bag of sequins. Again, keep your little bags. Ooh, it's stuck. It's sticky. Okay. Now I'm just going to sprinkle out a few, because this is a little bit like glitter. It can get everywhere really fast. And then I'm just going to put little dots of glue down. And then I'm going to add some sequins. Oh boy, everything's starting to stick to me. I must have sticky fingers. Now this adds a nice little sparkle to your project, to your artwork. These are shiny. Everything we've used so far is not shiny. So this is kind of a fun thing to add. To jazz up your artwork. Not quite as messy as glitter. Okay, I'll just give you guys a heads up. In just a couple minutes, I'm going to show you how to put the wood dowels on the top and the bottom of your banner. So you can go back to decorating your banner, but I want you guys to watch what I do. It's not hard. It's just that, again, we're using glue, and I think it'll stick fine to the wood, but we're going to have to let it dry for a little bit.
So we did have one participant who said they didn't have the wood dowels in the kit. I was wondering if you had any recommendations for what they could use instead. I did say probably straws would work, but I'm
Oh, they would.
Sure
Those would work great, but they're way at the bottom. You might miss them. You take all of the pipe cleaners out. I almost missed them. So they're in this, and I believe if you don't have them, you might not have them, but they might have also gone under this insert. You just might want to look again, but so you got to take everything out of there, and then they're in the bottom there. Now, if you got a kit that is missing them, then, but they could have slid under this white piece. This white piece comes out, so they could have slid under there. So just look real good. But yes, you could absolutely, you almost don't need them, to be honest, because what we're going to do, and you can even decide if you want them or not. You don't really even see them, okay? These are glued to the back of the banner. It just gives it a little weight and a little strength, stability, but you could really just put a hanger on it. I mean, you could glue your, just a pipe cleaner to the paper too, okay? So you don't really need them if you don't have them, or you might not even want to use them. So it's up to you guys. But the way we're going to do that, what we're going to do, because it's going to take a while for the glue to grab on, we're going to go ahead and make our hanger part first. And then that's this part. So what we're going to do is we're going to just loop it around the ends of the wood dowel, okay, and make ourselves a hanger, and then we're going to glue it on there. That way we don't have to handle it while the glue is trying to dry. So I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner chenille stem, and I'm just going to wrap it just once around there, just like that, okay? So just wrap it around there, and then you can bend it with your thumb if you want to make it arch a little better, but it'll do that. And then you're gonna do the same thing on this end. We're just going to loop it around like that, okay? So there's our little hanger for the top of our banner. And if, like I said, if you don't want to use, or you don't have the dowel, you can just glue the ends right onto the banner. So I'm going to turn my banner over. This is the top. So you again, this is the top. I have it facing me. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to lay it like that. So just going to put a line of glue. Oh, I'm running out of glue. I'm just going to lay that on there. Now you want to hold it on there. Just kind of push on it for a little bit. Let's just give it a minute for the glue to grab onto the wood. See how I left a little on either end hanging off? The dowels are a little wider than your paper. Okay. Now I'm going to very carefully flip it around, and I'm going to glue another dowel to the bottom. You know, you could also just put these at the top and the bottom too. If you don't want to put the wood dowels, you can do that. Just leave a little hanging out. That'd be kind of fun. There's my other dowel. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to lay my wood dowel on there. Now I have something kind of dimensional on the front, so I can't really push it. So I'm going to flip it over and press it, see if that'll work. Just hold it with my fingers. See how I've got 8 fingers pushing down, just sort of pressing the paper to the wood dowel. Okay. Once that glue, whoop, and it's not ready. Okay. Hopefully I didn't stick it to my table. Now, the very last thing we're going to do, I did stick it to my table. Oh, there we go. We're going to glue a pom-pom on the ends of each of the dowel pieces right there. Now, remember how I said the glue and the pom-poms sometimes don't like each other? This is the last thing you're going to want to do, and you're going to want to just let it sit. You don't want to handle it for a little bit while the glue dries. Otherwise, the pom-poms will fall off. You're having trouble with the glue and things staying. The key is patience. Kind of just have to let it sit there and walk away from it. And then another little trick is if one of the adults in your household has a hot glue gun. I don't want you guys using it because you could burn yourself, but they could help you out and get some of these things stuck down so that you can continue your decorating. But all right. So here we go. And you can, once you have it done, you can walk away, you can come back and you can go, you know what? I want to add some more things. I want to add some words in here. Let's say I wanted to add, my skinny markers are over here. Let's say I want to add my name. I'm going to write my name right here. You can always add some marks on here to add a little interest and dimension to your piece. Make it all your own. And that's it, you guys. So now when you're cleaning up, make sure in your little sequin pack were some wiggle eyes, okay? You're gonna need those for another project. So make sure you get those back in your little bag. Okay, there's some more in there, and there's probably enough if you lose one or two, but just know that that's where your wiggle eyes are for your next projects. Okay. So that's it. You're going to want to clean up when you're done, put all your materials back in your kit so that you can be ready for the next class. And you'll have all your materials ready to go. Okay, I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. And I can't wait to see if you guys want to take a picture of your project and put it on our Facebook page and tag it, Make It With Michaels. We will, I'll be able to see them. I would love to do that. Okay, thanks you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.